Greetings, most honorable listeners and masters of the martial arts. I am Travis.
I'm Chris.
And
I'm Big Los.
Watching that 76ers game. And this is CTE. It's going to be an experience for you. And if you didn't know, we are sponsored by the Virtual Fight Tour. And make sure you go to virtualfighttour.com because they have the documentary. It is up there about how the creation of Virtual Fight Tour. You might see a couple people on there. You might see somebody who was supposed to be on there, but he's not on there, so you won't see him.
Yeah, you will see him. He was in a clip from the show. Couple of them.
He's in there. So make sure you guys go to virtualfighttour.com and see that. It's actually a pretty dope thing. I've gotten to see clips of it. I got to see certain things of it. I want you guys to make sure you guys to go to virtualfighttour.com and watch it. Chris Los, how have you been doing this fine April 17th evening? Don't speak all at once, guys.
Doing good, man. Doing great.
Doing good. Yeah, doing good. My bad. I was caught up in the rebound. They had to get that rebound.
But we all see where Los's attention is going to be. He's 53, 53.
Let's go.
76. Okay, let me ask you real quick. How far do you think they can go?
The Sixers?
Yeah, can they get past the Celtics?
Well, no, I don't think they're going to beat the Celtics.
So
it's unfortunate. So, yeah, they're making out this round. They play Boston this next round.
Yeah, after the way Boston destroyed Atlanta, yeah, they playing in the next round.
It's still early.
Well, I try and support. Try and support us. Just make sure you guys go ahead and watch.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah, Trav got all the shirts.
Well, Los.
See what happened was Los.
Yeah, actually, I was supposed to send you yours before I went on that cruise, and then I had to use that bag, so I didn't get a chance to ship that out there.
Sorry, my son's trying to see like why I'm looking at him, but like Travis got all the shirts.
I mean,
Trav got all the shirts.
You gonna get a bag. I'm gonna send you an all leather crocodile one. You know what I mean? They say CTE crocodile shirt. You know what I mean? That's what I'm gonna send you up there. You know what I'm saying? Get the old playalistic on.
Oh no!
But how has you guys' week been, man?
It was good. We had a typical week at the school. No major events. Just kind of kicking it. Los?
Chances are you might not get that, Jeff.
Yeah, it doesn't seem likely, Jeff, that you're gonna get that. That's all right.
Yeah, he said 3. It's from 3 years ago. Yeah, you're probably not gonna get that. You should have been in
3 years ago.
Yeah, should have been in AKA.
It.
Yeah, that sucker has been worn 18 times right now. Anyway,
here we go with this crap.
Is that Joel? Oh, yeah, Joel's down. All right, so
always down.
Yeah, it's like you had to ask.
Just
to make sure.
How Los is
doing. If there's one thing that I can't stand about this dude, he's too big to be falling all the time, man. Like all the time.
Hey, didn't he get smacked in the face last game? And he went down and was all over the place. Yeah.
Oh, so weekend was good, man. Busy. All my kids started all their sports and stuff. So it's that busy time for us right now. My son had 2 baseball games on Friday. My daughter had a track meet on Saturday. My other son had a baseball game, and my daughter had her coach's pitch yesterday. So we are on and popping in this spring season right now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
That sounds like fun. I miss going to those games. I used to go to high school softball games, watch Morgan play. I used to like it. I used to enjoy it. But
nope. My luck, that's going to be the sport my kid chooses as well. It's my kids.
I support my children and everything they do.
Yes,
It's just not me. It's not my.
Yes, sir.
That's not my
yours.
thing, right? Yeah. Track. I can do track though. I like that. The competitors of track. Like that's. I wish I'd have did track. I think I'd have been really good at high jump.
I can see that.
100%.
100%.
I would have killed.
And your front kick was lit, so like, yeah, just did arch back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd have enjoyed that. How about you, Trav? How was your weekend?
It was interesting because I
almost took a sip. But when you say it's interesting, I put my cup back down. Explain what's interesting, Trav. Yeah, because sometimes
it wasn't a typical Travis weekend. It was a very chill weekend.
Okay.
But what was interesting about it was because I put certain things out on social media and putting things out, and I put out a clip of Oscar Garcia doing the tornado kick, smacking Dylan. And it was I manipulated it a little bit, slowed it down, put it to the beat. Yeah, I did a couple things to it, and just put it out there because I've been studying and watching social media stuff. So I was like, let me see what happens if I do some editing to some of this stuff. And I think this would constitute as going viral because when I woke up Saturday, I put it out Wednesday, and it's still garnering hits and views and crap, and it's like up to. It's over. I think it's close to 400,000 at this point. I just stopped counting. I just left it alone.
400,000 views.
Yeah, they are sharing this thing ridiculously.
Can you play it so we can have 400,001?
Right.
Because I didn't see it.
You didn't see it. Man, you lost your mind. You lost your mind on that one, buddy.
Well, good. I shared it on my story on my IG.
Yeah, no. Cause every time I come on here, it says we gaining 100 new followers. Like it's just ridiculous. Like we're at.
It's on Instagram.
Yeah, it's on Instagram. You go to our MAI network, MAI Internetwork, and you will see it. But yeah, it's kind of going. So, but now you got to do more now.
But now you got to do more.
Yeah, I got one.
You got to follow up.
I got one that's coming out tomorrow. I got one that's coming out tomorrow that I did a little bit. I put 2 clips together, and it should be all right.
With the whoop whoop and the pop pop,
basically yes. It was a pop pop pop, and then pop pop pop, and it's like, oh shoot, okay, yeah. So
you got the window shut down for that one.
Hey, hopefully, I if it does.
Yeah. If it does okay,
what it was, what this one does. I'll be all right.
Fair enough.
Yeah, just keep the momentum
consistent.
Going. But
right, keep it consistent.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the comments have been funny. People have been sharing it like crazy. It's I just
the comments have been pretty good.
Yeah. Somebody corrected me. It's like, well, it's technically not a 540. It's a tornado kick. I said, shut up. I wanted to say, just shut up. Shut up. I don't care.
Appreciate the feedback.
Yeah, thank you, sir. But anyway, all right. So we got some very interesting topics, gentlemen.
We got some topics. What do we got?
Oh yeah, we got
Talk to me.
I'm gonna type this up because I know some of y'all need to see exactly what we're talking about. And question is this: how do we stop people from taking unnecessary injury timeouts? So there's a lot of times we take people may take 1, 2, 3 minutes, and people get complaining. I'm be honest with you, people we're talking about Enrique, right? Like Enrique is taking too many unnecessary timeouts and stuff like that. He's taking too long. He's stopping the momentum. He's changing the momentum of the fight, and people have complained about it. And that's always been something that has had going on in our sport. Mm-hmm. So the question is, how do we stop people taking unnecessary injury timeouts? How would you guys, if you were the commissioner, or if you were the creator of one of these events, how would you stop people from taking unnecessary injury timeouts? You need a virtual slap? Okay.
Who needs a virtual slap?
I don't know. He said the people in the comments.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't got my glasses on, so I can't see that.
All right. Who wants to go first?
Chris, you go first. You the central referee of all things.
This is true.
So
You are the board of referees.
for me
of the United States.
personally, I'll just go with personal feelings. If you got to see the doctor more than 3 times, you're done. Like on the 3rd strike, you're out. Like you can get the doctor like to come check you out, let me know how it's going. You know, if something happens again, you can get checked out again. The 3rd time you have to have a doctor come in, you're done. That's the end of the fight. Like you're already too injured. You need to see the doctor more than 2 times for an injury, you're done. That's kind of how I view it. And or you also have to be very aware and on the injury time, because you do have a time limit in NASCA for injury, how long you get for that, and you got to have somebody. Honestly,
Richard, do you know? Because he says we have to
rope
to rope as officials. Make it more detailed in the rules. So I'm quick. How much time does a person get?
Isn't there details in the rules that they still don't follow?
That's the other part. So you have to. I mean, now you're talking into it's a judgment decision for the most part right now. Mine takes a little bit of the judgment out of it. Listen, if you have to call the doctor in 3 times, you're done. You don't need to fight anymore. You need a doctor more than you need to fight. That's kind of the end of that one. I think it is 5 minutes.
Okay,
Jeff.
so I have a problem with that. That seems a little excessive.
That's more than 2.5 times that's 2.5 times the fight.
Yeah, that's
fight 4 minutes, 2 minutes. So why would I? Right. So I'm going with the same amount of time as the fight. You got 2 minutes, unless it's a flagrant foul, like somebody kicked you in the crotch really, really hard, or somebody threw a side kick and it hit your knee and it jammed you in, and you need a couple of minutes. Like I'm okay with something like that. But you're kicking and you rolled your ankle, like I can't deal with that. You punched and now you rolled your wrist and you need an ice pack or something. I can't be down with that either. Like that's kind of your own fault.
So 4 minutes once the medic touches the fighter. That's
it's 4 now.
It's 4 minutes. Wow. Okay, Los, what are your thoughts about it? How would you stop unnecessary injury timeout?
I would do the same thing that our lead official said and what Chris just said. I would say if you're in your division, if you have to have a medical timeout, your first one will let you work your way through it. You only get a certain amount of time. The second one, you have to see a medic. And if we have to call a medic a 3rd time in your division, you're disqualified from the division.
Not the gooch. Yeah, I'm gonna need more than
right.
2 minutes.
Hence why I said kick to the crotch, kick to the knee, something illegal that happens to you by the other person if you're not going to deem it disqualifiable anyway.
Okay, so now stop and think about this. It's a 2-minute fight.
Correct.
And someone takes 4 minutes to get checked out for a rolled ankle, or does that seem? And then they wait and they continue to fight. Then they stop again. Are they getting another 4 minutes, or are they?
No, 4 minutes total in the entire fight is what it's supposed to be. And it's supposed to accumulate every time they stop it and start it, and they keep that time. And then if you have to go see them again, they start it again from right where it left off. And that's how much time you're supposed to get at the fight.
See, I say division. You say each round.
No. You and I are on the same page, Mr. Los.
Oh, okay.
That's what the current.
Oh, so Los, you're saying per division. So
listen,
that person.
If you got to take 3.5 minutes on the first fight and you win that fight, then the next fight you got to say the same exact thing happened. That's enough. You get a little less time for that one. And if you have to see a medic again in the division,
it would have to be the timekeeper, Mike. It would have to be the timekeeper because the ref can't do it. The ref should not be trying to keep time and recording.
Honestly, at this point with smartwatches, you could do that. You could just have the referee keep it.
But not if it's for the whole division.
Right. For the division, you can.
Right, you know what I mean? So,
but it's per match. I say currently it's per match. The time limit is currently per match that you need an injury for the medic.
Right. So here's my
which is wild to me.
I'm a little harsher than you guys.
Okay.
I'm actually a little harsher than you guys on this.
You're harsher than us?
Yeah, on this particular thing.
See, head ref keeps time.
Yeah. Yeah, they shouldn't know. But
Okay.
if a person injures himself,
Mhm.
I think honestly you probably should get about 45 seconds to test to see if you can still go and compete in the fight. Because if you can't compete in the fight and you need to get medical attention, then you know. But if it's something like serious where you got, like you say, get kicked in the groin and or got kicked in the knee or something like that, and you see that, like you see it as a result, and you need to call the medic to check on them.
Correct.
Then once the medic comes there, it is no longer that competitor's idea if they're going to push through. To me, it should be like it should be up to the medic
says.
If the medic says they can continue, then they should be able to let that continue, and they need to continue right there, and there's no more pausing. Like if you pause, it's like, all right, that's it. You get once to say that you're injured, and then you trying to fight through. No, you're not gonna push yourself, and you end up cracking you're done. It's over with. Like I don't think you should get 3 times. You should get 1 time for the see the medic, 1 time for that, and that's it. If you roll your ankle and that's it, you got to fight through it. Otherwise, you're bowing out. It's over. Because we're not going to keep pausing every 3 seconds for you to actually do it, because it just leaves too much time for people to try to manipulate and break the momentum of the fight. It's a point fight. It's 2 minutes. If you can't fight somebody for 2 minutes and actually make your adjustments, then you lose. I'm a little harsh on it because I don't like the
antics.
Huh? What'd you say? I guess you didn't say anything, Trunky.
It's an antics. You don't like the
yeah.
antics.
Yes, I don't like the antics. I don't like it because it's like, okay, look, if you rolled your ankle and you're hopping out there, then you got 2 hands. You better use your hands. You better figure out. You better come up with some other way to be effective. I don't like it, but let's see what Mike says. The problem is that people are getting extra time because it takes 15 minutes to find a medic. Exactly. It takes too long for the medic to get there because somebody else is getting laid out on there. They're watching them, and you're over here on this side. It's a lot that ends up happening to it. So for me, especially if you come to a point where you kicked and you hurt your ankle or your toe, or you bent your finger back or something to that effect, it's like, okay,
you'll be all right.
Yeah, you'll be all right. Either put some dirt on it and keep going. Like just get up there and fight. Like it is what it is. Like it's not. I just don't like it. I don't like it. It's but if now I don't like it, but if it's in the rules, hey, do your thing. Like, manipulate the system as much as you can until they change the rule about it. When they change the rule about it, then all right, I get it. Because I remember all the days I used to unstrap that hand pad, like, hey, look, stop time, and try and then put that back on there because of trying to stop the clock so I can get back to the line and do those things. People used to.
You know what's crazy, bro? Like I never did stuff like that. like I never did that. Like that was just never part of my competitive cloth.
Agreed.
If you're down,
this never was my thing.
No, I would find a way. Like if I need to stop that clock and it's 10 seconds left.
I get it. No,
I'm down 2. I just scored. Like, hey, stop! I need that clock to stop, so I can get back in there.
There were certain things I just felt like I never hit people late just to hit them late. Like, you know what I mean? It just never was my cup of tea. But,
I hit people late after they hit me late.
Right. I don't think I ever hit late first.
No.
I can almost 100%. Right. I can almost 90% say that. Yeah, I'm not 100. I can't. Listen, I don't know. In there, I might not have liked somebody at least one time, but I can mostly say that it was a retaliation kind of thing.
Pour me a big cup of hitting late.
Yeah, no, seriously, yeah, you. Y'all honestly, y'all whole Detroit crew was late hitting dudes, man. Like y'all all had y'all moments there.
No, we weren't late hitting. We just did combinations, as you guys definitely see, Carl.
That's you call.
We did combinations. They may have stopped. We scored in the first one.
Right. Break 2, 3, stop. Like it's not my fault. There, I was in the middle of something.
I was doing what I already had in my head. Pop. It was already in motion. I'm following through. Dozens of fights at events at one time. Our medic ratios are not good. That's true. It is. That is 1,000% true. All right, let's move on to the next topic.
Okay, what you got? What you got?
All right, so the next topic is going to be this. I don't know how you guys feel about it.
Got it.
Should we keep grand championships? All right. So the thought process behind this is twofold. One, are we when a grand championship means a lightweight fought the super lightweight, and the light middleweight fought the middleweight, and so on and so forth, right? Does that win diminish the division, winning the division? Right. So if you win super lightweight and then lose to the lightweight, and for the lightweight grand championship, is it diminishing your accomplishment of winning the super lightweight?
Why?
Said why?
Yeah.
Okay, then put it another way. If you win the Atlantic division and you don't win the Eastern Conference, it's not really, you don't really feel that accomplished now, do you? But if you won your division and that's it, you're the best super lightweight at that tournament. You don't have to fight anybody else. You just won that lightweight division, and you don't have an overall grand. You don't have any of that. Is it dimming the light of winning your division?
You have to win your division to move on to the grands and all the other stuff.
Correct.
So I don't get what you're saying.
I'm saying that. Go ahead, Chris.
No, I get it. I get what you're saying. I'm kind of processing it though. Like he's saying, go ahead.
I was gonna say, think about it this way: if you won in track and field the 100, and somebody won the 200, not a 100 and 200 got a run. Your win in the 100 or the 200, if you don't win that next race, the 150, it diminishes winning the other divisions because you didn't win that other one. You now have lost. We're not building up the people. So I'm just curious.
Yes, Jesse. 100% Jesse.
Yes,
like
basically
what
what
Waco does. He's saying, would it be more beneficial to each division, and would each divisional winner be bigger if we just had divisional winners and then a separate division for open weight, rather than having the divisional winners and then having divisional grands and then having the overall winner and then having a separate open weight? Does it diminish the divisional win because you don't win the overall grand? Because I believe all three of us are of the mindset that if you're not the last man standing, you didn't win.
Correct.
So if you're the last man standing in your division,
I don't believe that.
Oh, okay.
So
that's what I was going to say earlier. It all depends on your mindset, because there are plenty of people who that is their goal at super lightweight. Maybe we'll just pretend that's the one division. But my goal is to win my division. When I win my division consistently, that's a big win for me.
Right.
And there are other people.
Well, the goal is to win your division to be able to move on. Like, you know what I mean? But you have to win your division.
So you have to say, right, because you're more along the lines of celebrating the small wins along the way.
You can't be like, oh, I won my division, but I didn't win the overall, so I suck. Right? Because that's pretty much
okay. So
right?
All right, I've been in places and I'll talk to people and they'll say they won the U.S. Open. When somebody says that to me, I'm thinking they're talking about the Grand Championship.
Right.
Yeah. So that's talking about yeah.
But that's my point. Right. Yeah. But that's my point. I'm thinking, are we diminishing it because that might be a big thing for them to win that division? But in my mind, you didn't win jack. You lost. If you weren't the last person standing, that means you lost.
Right. And I'm so let me just really quick, just out of curiosity, every time you fought in a tournament, Travis, when you didn't win the overall, you lost.
Yes.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that was your mindset.
That was the mindset.
I believe you wanted to win the overall, but I felt like when you won your division, like you felt like, all right, I won my division. Now I'm got to go on to the next process.
No. I guarantee you, he felt like that was supposed to win my division, and I better win this grand.
Right. The rest of it doesn't even matter anymore. Winning the division to me wasn't the goal. It was winning the actual overall grand. And if I didn't win the overall grand, then I felt like I lost. Because that was the way I was raised to think. Like it's just that way. Like there's no other way to think that way.
Right, Ski. That's what I just said. Ski said the same thing. Divisional win was expected.
Yeah, it was expected. I'm winning my division. That's it. The whole thing is to be the last person standing with no loss.
No
The
L's.
only person. Yeah, that's it. So and I'm curious.
But that was also before there was an open weight, though, Trav. That was also before. If there was, do you think it would be different if there was a one open weight division and then just the regular divisions?
Well, let's say the open weight division is an interesting one, and it's unique in our sport because you're not going to see John Jones fighting,
but you will in jiu-jitsu. There's an absolute division,
and that's what Richard just brought up. Grappling has an absolute champion. I think they need to stay,
but you have to sign up. You have to go and say, "Hey, I want to do this." Like you don't even got to if you don't want to. There's a lot of people who look at it like I did it one time here. I had to wait 2.5 hours after my division was over till the absolute division started, and then the only other dude that was signed up was the super heavyweight who weighed in at like 265. And I was like 162 pounds. And I was like, nah, I'm good. He can have that one. When it comes to jiu-jitsu, I was like, nah.
Do you guys think it would be beneficial if there was more prize money for the divisions and not for the overall? Because let's say they're giving away $2,000 for
the two overalls.
For the two overalls, right?
Yep.
Do the divisionals get money?
I think like 100. Well, I used to. I don't know, man. I don't even know if they back down.
Yeah, I don't
pre-COVID prices, bro. Like,
yeah, I have no idea. Let's say each of them get $100, right? So let's say so in a adult black belt, so it'd be 800 plus the 2,000s, so it's $2,800. So let's say EV $3,000. If they split it up and just said, all right.
Hey, she said no. She just said no, they don't get it. Nah. Straight no. Like not even try to no.
But let's say they give away $3,000 and they instead of giving the overall was just extra. Right. They said, okay, let's give $400 to the winner of each division, $200 for the runner-up. Right? If they did that, do you think more people would compete? Because they have a better shot at getting 400 than they do the 1,100.
Probably, honestly, but maybe. Ooh,
that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Maybe I don't know because there have been other divisions that they've offered a lot of money for, and there have been 2 or 3 people that show up to it. So like,
yeah, but that's because it's the big division, right? So it's like the open weight super fight, whatever it is, and they know that the best fighters. But if you saying that the best fighter in my division, I think I can beat that person in this division and I can get that $400. It's more likely for me to beat that person versus beating the person.
Yeah. I mean, divisions were bigger in the 90s. It was 750, lightweight, middleweight, and heavyweight grands. At least they broke it down more than what it is.
And I remember when we started doing NBL, they didn't do grand championships. You won your division. That was it. And then I think in 2000, they started doing the overall $1,000, just overall for $1,000.
Yeah, they brought it back because they used to. That's how I started. That's where Dame got his first, like when he used to win the overalls back in the day.
So
when they had
well, that was something we talked about before too, Ski, because it was like, why do people compete? Because you can offer a whole bunch of money, a lot of people still won't compete. But they'll go to another tournament and compete just for what I don't know, for the nowadays for the Warrior Cup, I guess. Now I don't know. I still have not figured out why people compete and what makes people go besides the relationship that people have with the promoter. For me, I think that's really the biggest the relationship that they have.
Relationships with either their team coach and the promoter or the competitor and the promoter.
Yeah. He was Linda saying even Ocean State with all that money that they gave didn't give any for division. Yeah, no. Yeah, it's not, Do you think the chance for money helped the turnout of this year's Ocean State Grand Nationals?
Kind of.
Yeah, I think so. I think us
It
talking
did.
about
It did last year.
and
I mean,
then,
yeah,
yeah, and then but last year there was they changed their approach for it.
Yes,
got
they
on
did.
the phone and were calling and reached out and really
Worked. Yeah.
worked to get people to come out to that event. So
Yes,
I have
they
to
did.
give them credit for that.
They did a really
changed
good
that.
job. Yeah.
Yeah.
There were a lot of factors.
Yeah. Richard says our money has to get more spread out. It helps retention to the next event. If more people can break even at an event, then it helps the next event gain competitors. This sport is at an all-time high in expenses. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll yes to that.
It definitely is. But people are paying it. So,
which is wild.
I compete for the thrill and having fun. All right, Chris.
Good. Keep at it. I hope you attain all of your goals. I really do.
That sounds like some bull.
I don't know.
Nah, that's what's up. Because there are people there are all kinds of people. Like you said, you believe, and you're of the mindset of I won my division, I did a good job, and then anything else is kind of like more like gravy on top or whatever, right? Because you celebrate each win. Trav is completely of the opposite mindset, where like if I go home with an L, I've lost. Like I have to go home the last man standing. I'm in a both bracket because sometimes it depends on who's in that division. Because sometimes that division, like getting out of certain divisions, is mostly the win at the tournament until you fight Raymond or Jotty or Pedro or whoever it was that go to. You know what I mean?
I understand what you're saying,
yes, but you don't understand. I get it. That's what I'm saying.
Because it's like you didn't finish.
You still didn't win. You still didn't finish the drill. You didn't finish the drill. No,
like
I 100% get it.
Yeah, no, that was like I think
there's a lot of people that didn't finish.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
It's so after so there's a lot of people who after always coming in number 2 to somebody specific. It's like
but that's why winning a grand championship really should mean something, regardless of who was actually there. Because you finished, regardless if the quote unquote best person in your division or your world isn't there, that you would have to go through because they lost earlier in the division and you didn't have to beat that person. You fought who was in front of you, you won. And most people, let's put this out there, most people will never win the grand championship. It's like winning a championship in the NBA or whatever. Most people have never won an overall grand championship. It just is.
Right.
It's rare. So winning that is an accomplishment. No matter how you do it, how you get there, you did it. It just is what it is. I can't take it away from the person, but it is what it is.
Fair.
Now, my people might not respect it as much, but
that's all
you got it. Yeah. All right. Last topic. All right. Real quick. Is TDE the best North/South American fighting team? Complete team. Are they the best North or South American fighting team? Gentlemen. Hold on, real quick. I want to adjust Christian real quick. Let me see. The mom and me would hope my kid would be proud of his divisional win. However, I'd hope he have the mindset of his dad and want to go up against the best of the best and bang it out for the experience alone. Can only get better every fight you have. Yes, Kristen, I would. First off, if they're a child, win your division. Like at the end of the day, win your division. That is the number one thing. Like,
if you're a grown man, win your division. You got to win your division before you go anywhere else.
This is true, but that shouldn't be the goal. That should be
it should be the goal, but it has to be a part of the process to get there.
Yeah, but that's
right.
There's a lot of people that expect to win a division that don't win a division,
and then that means you have to turn around and figure out how to win that division.
There's a lot of people that expect to win a division and don't.
Right. So now their goal is now to win the division instead of worrying about winning the overall. That's the whole point, big dog.
That is true.
So it depends. It kind of all depends. Where is your level? What is your expectations? How there, there's a lot into that. But go ahead, continue.
All right, back to is TDE the best North or South American fighting?
Trav, we're gonna let you go first on this one.
Who's on TD?
They got Ryan, they got Cam, they have Zayn, they have Katana, they have who am I missing? Devin, they have
RPG.
I already said Ryan.
Oh, you said yeah. D-Stacks, Darren.
D-Stacks, that's who I was missing. D-Stacks.
Technically Zach still. I haven't seen him at an event in a little while, but Zach's still on the squad, I think.
Did he fight in Chicago?
I wasn't at Chicago, so I don't know.
I think he was there. He was there. I'm not sure if he fought, but I know he was there.
I think he might have fought, honestly.
But yes, my answer is yes, they are. They are the best North or South American fighting team. They have their stuff like top to bottom. I don't see another team that has as many good fighters as they have. I just don't. Like, they have pretty much everything that they need in this to be competitive and win. Okay, so he lost in the division. Yeah, he fought. He lost.
Okay.
Linda, what happens if you lose your division but win open weight? Then you lost. it's lost. If you the goal is to be the last person, you did not lose anything. So if you win open weight, you win your overall grand, you win team. That is the goal. And there are steps to get on that road to there. But if you lost your division but you won open weight,
you're still a loser.
I'm not saying that, but you lost. But you lost.
You're a loser. You're a loser. You got a great open weight, but you're still a loser.
Look at L. You don't want any. You want to go in that tournament and have no L's.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So to you gentlemen,
a lot of that got L's. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, it's a lot.
There's a lot of L's.
That's why winning it is a special thing, and it should be appreciated. But yeah. Now I answered, Chris. You thought you were gonna throw me for like that? I'm clear on it.
No.
I looked at the other teams and I just didn't see a case for them being the best team. I just couldn't see it.
You mean team as in roster strength, roster people?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Team like back in the day type team, like what we had, like the SCS teams and some of the other teams like that actually had a full roster of people.
Yep.
Right.
Because I looked at Impact's KTOC, and pretty much it's Morgan, Avery, and Hector, and everybody else is kind of young. Like, they have like some young people, but I would not put them in the same class or accomplishments that Ryan and Devin and Cam and Katana have. So I was like, yeah,
Darren
gotta
work up.
Yeah, so it's like So I looked at that. All Stars. It's Jack. It's Elijah, and then you got a bunch of young folks.
But do you consider Elijah a North American, or is he part of because of the team?
On that fighting team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's on that team. So yeah, and then I looked at Straight Up. I thought for a minute it was going to be that they would probably be the other team that was close or top 10. But when I looked at the rosters, first off, I didn't see a woman on Straight Up that would rival Katana. So JPM still in the rebuilding boot. So when I looked at it, yeah, I had this when I was watching Ocean State, and I was like, but I wasn't here that week, but I wanted to bring that up, and I was just like, they're stacked. They got a squad, but
and they have a woman that can compete and win. With Katana, like I was gonna say, like as far I will agree. I agree with you as far as top and bottom team, like up and down, to fill every slot. They have somebody. They have people who can win in lightweight and heavyweight, 30 and older, male and female. So like,
win what?
Overalls and fighting. Yeah. Top 10 USA is a good squad, but they don't. Tahira, well, I mean,
They have a squad.
They have a squad, but I just don't think that they stack up. To be honest with you,
They have a squad. Like I think they would have the
next closest
next closest
chance at that with like Henry and the Latonas, Ty, Troy. I mean, they got El Java. Like they're pretty good up and down there as well. So that would probably be in contention, but I would still give the nod to TDE.
I wouldn't even look at it that way as them being too light. I just look at it from the only knock I have on TDE is they are a completely different team if Cam is there. When Cam is there, their focus is just locked in. When he's not there, they have mental lapses sometimes in how they fight, what they're doing. And that would be my only knock with them. But when he's there, it's just like they have a different swagger when he's in the building.
As they should.
They should. But I mean,
they should have it without him. But
that's
like
what I'm
anything though. Like when your horse is there and your person's there, it does change the dynamics of the actual environment and the energy of the team.
100%.
Like it's not. I get it. It's supposed to be that way. It's supposed to go. Everybody's supposed to be locked in and ready to go. But it's not like that all the time. So for him and his presence is important to them, just as their confidence, what they believe they're going to be able to accomplish, things of that nature. Mm-hmm. So I think that's
like Devin. Devin is like a completely different fighter when Cam is there and when Cam isn't there. Not sure what the reason is, but he's like a completely different fighter.
Because he knows Cam is going to hold him accountable, and what his expectations are from him and what he needs from him. I mean, I don't know. I'm just speaking from my own outside view. I don't know anything about this stuff.
I would agree. I would tend to agree with that assessment.
Yeah, he does well with Cam and the beta, but that's 100% why.
He has a different.
It's 100% why.
Yeah, it's completely different. Yeah.
So
Los, you didn't really answer.
You didn't answer the question, Los. He said, "I plead the fifth."
What was the question?
It's sitting on the screen, brother.
If you the way you broke it down, the way you categorize it, yeah, I think when I look at old school teams like how we used to have our teams, that's the best team that I would say right now, roster wise, with experience. Tahira I think is amazing, and I think Brianna is going to be really good too, Brianna. But I think just the experience of Katana. What is it? Katana. What is it?
Katana. Like the
Katana.
Who are you talking about?
Yeah, Katana. Okay. So, but her experience is a lot. She has a lot more experience, right? So it reminds me. Their team reminds me of kind of like a throwback team. Mm-hmm. Different spots. They got big fighters too, like tall fighters.
Their squad is heavy.
Yeah,
they got a heavy squad.
So, no, I got you. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I was curious about because for a minute I thought Straight Up was going to be there, right? I thought that, but looking on it, it's like I think they would need I think first off they would need a woman fighter that is overall grand championship ready. And the other team that you would have to take in consideration, we didn't even mention this team.
Right.
That's legend.
I was going to say,
that's legend.
Because their female squad is very good.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the squads that I thought about. And actually, honestly.
But when you're looking at them right now, it's Coca and Christian.
For their big dogs, yes.
Yaskar. I haven't seen
him.
Bullet.
But they picked up Oscar. They picked up Oscar.
They did pick up Oscar.
They picked up Oscar. And then they have Alexi, they have Beatrice, they
Cassandra,
have
when she comes
Cassandra.
back, Natalie as
Yeah,
next up. Yeah,
yeah, they have their women's squad is really nice. And then you have
Revolution. There's
yeah,
a women's
the
squad. It's
question
very good, but
the question I have, honestly, the is how good is Christian going to be? Right? Like, can he take that next step to being on the level with Cam and Avery? Right? Like, can he get to that level? Because if he does get to that consistency of getting better and actually getting to that level, I think it might
be
raise
legend. Like legend, raise their stakes.
right there competing with them because of Oscar and his because Oscar
Rise, because Oscar is rising. Right.
Yeah. Oscar,
But like you said, with some of the other teams, he's young.
Yeah.
First year.
Right.
Because like we got Tobias. You know what I mean? So like that's usually a very good fight. But
Tobias, you guys got Tice, you have the Hunter.
So like Hunter, Ben, Powell. Like there's people in the wings on each team. Because like you said, JPM is rebuilding. Alex with Alex and Katarina. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? There's a lot of things that can happen. Apex is young.
I think fighting team roster, you gotta have the first of all, you gotta have at least 4 to 5 good fighters, men fighters, and you gotta have at least 1 or 2 good female fighters. Like when I look at just the fighting back in the day, that's how it seems like to me, like how it always was. And that's when you knew you had a good fighting team. Like, whether it was us or the SES straight up, you know what I mean? CJB, CJB, like
Metro, also
listen,
the teams.
CJB back in the day had a roster,
had a squad.
Like, that could squabble. So it's like that's why I said I agree with you on a TDE, because to me it looks like to me that's that old school, like the team, right? To me, the '90s team type of roster. But what do I know?
You know who was an interesting team? Next Level. They're actually an interesting team. The thing I probably shouldn't even say it, but if I'm looking at it from the standpoint of right now, they have Tyson and like Jason and Ant are pretty much on their like 1 foot out, basically. Like they got other things going on that they're really not really there as much. It's just Jason. I mean James. Excuse me, I said Jason.
I was going to ask you, who is Jason? You know somebody James, new that I don't know?
Yeah, no. James holds his own against anybody. It just is what it is. So he's one of diamond. He's James, but you don't see him fight that much every time. But he'll be at the tournament, but he won't be competing, right?
Right.
And then Tyson's the one who's pretty much holding it down right now. So that top squad is pretty much at Tyson at this point, since Darren left. But yeah, Mike says, I hope that teams get 3 or 4 women fighters. The divisions are growing. Their divisions are growing.
Their divisions are absolutely growing. Like I said, Legend has at least 3 really good women. Revolution's got a big women's team as well.
Revolution does. Yeah. Only
Impact,
thing with Revolution, they need a top dog. Who would you consider to be their top dog?
Yamena.
Well, I'm not talking about that. Well, yes. But on the women's side, yes, it's definitely Yamena. It's definitely Yamena.
Don't yell at us.
But on their men's side, who would be their top dog? Alonzo?
Has he won the most? Like
I think so. It's either him or Angel, I guess.
Yeah, because as I'm looking at the squad, I'm thinking it's them 2, and then
Cameron Klaus.
Cameron Klaus has an overall win. He won overall grands last year, Texas, I believe.
Lightweight?
Heavyweight.
Really?
Yeah, I think he beat Alex in like middleweight grands or something, and he ended up winning the overall grands.
Wow.
If I remember correctly, but I'm almost positive. It might be Cameron Klaus, who's really a really good traditionalist.
Yeah, but but when you stop and think about that, you put him in the elite of the elites. You know what I mean? Like it's just kind of like, okay,
like he's a good fighter, and
just really quick. I just want to just pause the show right quick. I just want to let everybody know maybe you're not paying attention, but right now the Sixers will be winning by 15 points.
As soon as you said that, I had to look over to the right, like, oh, yeah.
96-81. Yeah, everybody's talking about how Brooklyn was doing A, B, and C. I come on, Trav, like, oh, knows what you gonna do? You gonna make it on today? Your team.
I didn't know you was gonna make it on because I didn't think you just gonna want to watch it. Like you wanted to sit there and watch it the whole time.
We everything writing itself out.
I said y'all gonna.
But it won't matter unless we win a championship, though. So it doesn't. It's just one win.
Exactly. It doesn't matter if you don't win the championship. You don't win the championship.
He said it don't matter if you don't win the series.
Yeah, like, you're gonna win the series. You got to get past Boston.
You expected to win the series.
Hey, if y'all like this, if you get past Boston and then losing the Eastern Conference Finals, you gonna be happy? No,
I'm not.
Because you ain't finished the assignment. Yeah, you beat Top Dog, but you ain't finished the assignment. Especially if it was to the Knicks. Because I don't know what's gonna happen with Giannis. I'm just sorry. I don't know what's gonna happen.
He done. He out. He out for the year.
Are you serious?
Oh, no, I just said it.
I'm like, dang, man. Like, that's
like breaking news. That didn't come across my ticker yet, big dog.
They said Tyler Hero broke his hand, so he's gone. He's gone for 4 to 6 weeks. And they said I already ruled out Ja. They haven't ruled out Giannis last time I saw, so I didn't know. So that's why when you said that, I was like, oh my God, that's Boston going to the finals. Like that's it.
My bad. Let's get back to sport karate. My bad.
Actually, we're done, man. I think we're done.
Is it?
We talked about it. Yeah.
That was one
documentary. I think everybody needs to watch the Virtual Fight Tour documentary. I didn't get a chance to comment on it, but listen, I feel I got the shot that was just thrown a couple times, but I feel that was the most highlighted our sport I think I've ever seen done for our sport before. Right. I was very, very impressed. I was very appreciative as someone that has kind of come through the system and through the sport itself, just seeing what and how it was highlighted. And the documentary I thought was really good as far as different pieces and how they put it together. Everybody needs to go check it out. I was very impressed.
Go to virtualfighttour.com and watch it.
Much respect to Jesse and the team and everybody that made it happen. And for everybody that was a part of it, congratulations to you all. I thought that was awesome. There, that's my. It was really good. Go check it out.
It was really good.
It's like a real documentary.
Yeah. Different people's and interviews.
Ain't no half stepping.
Ooh, no, it wasn't.
All right, people. We will see y'all next week. Los, Chris, y'all got anything to say to the peoples?
Peace.
Appreciate y'all. Peace.
Los is wishful thinking about Giannis. Yeah, he thinking about Jason Tatum. All right, see y'all later, people.